Welcome back to Legion Outpost. Today we're going to be talking about some of the breaking news and some of the things that we've heard over the last couple of days with some interviews and stuff. We're going to cover all the important things to do with Legion. And you know me, I'm going to cover the details. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, and we're just going to have a little bit of fun here and enjoy the connection together. So let's get right into it. First of all, over the last week, there was a big reveal because there was a convention for all the gaming stores and people that purchased the stuff. And so they were going over some of the new product reveals and product reviews. And so let's jump right into that because there's a lot of news that we've gotten out of this and it's quite exciting. So product overview, the starter boxes. This is great news. We've been needing a new starter box ever since they stopped producing the old starter box. They started hard to come by and it was hard for new players to get involved. I know because I'm in a small town and I'm trying to get people involved all the time in the game, and there's no real product in this area. I don't have a gaming store in the area. We have to go at least 2 hours to get a gaming store, and we've really been building this community up and trying to make it a good surviving community. Me personally, I own every product, so that helps build the community up. But things like this are really important to get new players in, and I don't know the price point yet because it doesn't tell us that. But coming around, it says fall, so I'm assuming September, October. We're going to see these releases, which is really good. It's going to give you it says a full 600 points worth an army that you can play a scrimmage with right out of the box. And there's a couple other words there that were kind of I don't know what they're talking about, but it's okay. I'm all for new, different rules and stuff like that. It's always there's always something cool when they keep developing the game, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later and how that happens. But I think this is a really good thing by AMG. I think maybe it took them longer than they were thought the process was going to be, or they ran out of stock sooner than they thought they were going to. Because I don't think they ever want to be in a situation where a new player can't buy into it. And this is great because it's comes with the dice, comes with all the tools you're going to need. It comes with a good army. One of the things I thought maybe was a miss here. This is just mine thought, but it's not a bad thing because new people won't have Vader or Obi-Wan or Grievous or Luke. I just thought maybe this could have been an opportunity to maybe throw a new leader in each one of these boxes that you can't get anywhere else, and that would maybe get people who already have some of the stuff to buy again. But that maybe that's kind of sleazeballish, and they're trying to avoid that look that we're trying to force you to buy new stuff because you already have all your product that you need. So this is maybe a good thing, but overall, I'm glad they're doing the boxes like this in separate factions. So when you're buying something that you're going to use in your faction. This is really good news. This is really exciting things. AMG, I'm giving you an A+ on this one. This is a great job. I'm not an AMG fanboy. I'm not receiving anything from AMG. We've never had a conversation. I have sent them emails, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them. But the reality is, I'm giving this product review on my own, and I'm excited for this. Let's take a closer look at what we're getting. Also, they kind of updated us on Ahsoka, which we're going to hear a lot about soon because she's going to be coming up for pre-orders in March, which is not that long away. It's like days away. And she'll be released in May. So we kind of know what we've got available between now and May, which is her and the ARC troopers, ARF troopers, sorry, not ARC troopers, ARF troopers. So the ARF troopers are coming in that piece of scenery. And so that's kind of the next couple months of what we're going to get out. And so we're kind of excited about that. But let's take a look at these boxes. If we can take a little closer look, we can see that we have Vader on the rock, and he's got stormtroopers around him, and he's got scout troopers. So it looks like you're going to get a hero. You're going to get at least two cores, and they're probably going to be full-size core units because of what they said later. So we're looking at 22 models of core, probably a full set of scout troopers, and then Vader. So that puts you at, 200, 400, five something. So there might be a little something else in there, maybe a support or something like that. But I don't think so. I think we're going heavy on the guys. And then you see in Luke, you've got, and then you've got some rebel units, and it looks like you're probably going to get double. It also looks like there's scouts in there. I mean, rebel commandos and Wookiees. So that's a lot of special forces there. And so that's pretty good because you can see the little sniper off there, and the new sculpt Luke, new sculpt Vader. You got your new sculpt Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan. I think they've done the same sort of thing. I can see that you have Obi-Wan, and you got some clones, probably 2 full units of clones again. And then my guess is, well, I can see clone commando there, so you're probably getting clone commandos. The only one that doesn't give us any hints at all is the Grievous box, because you see Grievous, and if it's going to be kind of like the other things there, I think you're going to get 2, maybe 3 full units of B1s. And then I think that my this is my hobby, not knowing anything. I think you're going to have some Magna Guards in there because that pairs really well with Grievous, and it also gives you that special forces, which is well worth the box if you get a unit of Magna Guards there. Everything there I already own. Depending on the price point, I might buy it and then sub out some of my old stuff to new players and give it to them free, so that they can get in the game a little easier or cheaper. And so that's kind of maybe what I'll do, depending on price point, obviously. And I see some people selling their Star Wars Legion now, so I'm wondering if some people are getting out of the game or if some people are just like pre-selling some stuff before everything goes on sale from used stuff that they don't get their money's worth, and so there's pre-selling so they can get ready for this. And if you're not playing a faction, maybe that's something to do, is get some of your old stuff sold and get ready for some of the new stuff that you're going to be getting. Okay, so as we said, we got a little closer look. You can see the scout troopers there. You can see the stormtroopers. You can see, and yeah, as I said, Grievous box. You see tons of B1s. That's why I'm saying maybe you get 3 B1s in there. And of course, you can see the clone commandos there. And so the other thing that they revealed that was coming up is the card box. Now, they said in their little write-up there's going to be a card box for every faction, and the mercenaries, but it also said there's going to be essential card box that everybody's going to need to buy, and that card box is probably going to have all the different battle formations and cards like that you're going to use for no matter what. And so there's going to be a lot of money tied up in card boxes, but whoops, I did something to zoom in, and I don't know why I do that, but it did that. Hand motions that I used by accident. Okay, but that's not necessarily for you to buy a bunch of them, because they can still print to play. I know you want your cards. But also in the interview I'm going to mention a little later, that's a really good interview, Will Schick said you don't need every single card, even in competitive play. As long as you own the products and you have one card representing. Now, if you have tappable cards, you do need them, just so that it's easy to tap them and you're not mind tapping them and stuff like that. Which is kind of really cool. And so it gives you an opportunity not to have to have such a mess trying to get for big tournaments or something like that, looking for the cards. I've been pretty much playing off a list that I print out now. I have all the cards in my box with me just in case somebody says, "Oh, do you have that?" I keep it with me, but I've been playing off a list pretty much, and I just use tokens on the cards that are printed on the pictures of my printouts for telling if it's tapped or not. And that's the way I've kind of moved, just to speed up things. Now, as I said, there's the card backs. We've got the different card packs, and it shows all of them differently. And so I'm kind of excited for that. I do like having cards, and it looks like an all new look on the back, and the cards look kind of exciting, and I can't wait to see what the new art really looks like. I know they've gone away from graphics on the cards to make things easier, and they come with French language and stuff. Now, one of the things that we got is a couple close-ups of some of the pictures of the different units they have. And so I'm just kind of excited to look at these. You can see we've got one of my favorite leaders right there. We've got some, like, we got some Vader. Agent Callus has got a new model. We got different models here, and you can see the stormtroopers look a little fatter. I don't know if that means anything. This looks like our general leader here, just our normal generic leader there. Then we got some of our different leaders that are going to be in that leaders pack that they're coming out with soon. It's like Tarkin's there, and I don't know what that's Maudie. I don't know who the other guy is right offhand. And then you can see the Imperial droid, probe droids and stuff. So I can't wait to see all these units coming out, and these are just great teaser pictures. And because they are this close and they have this many models and they're all in the final positions, we know they're all coming out soon. Most of these units we're going to see before the end of the year, and so that's kind of exciting. I know that's exciting to me. And then we have our Rebel units, and I'm a Rebel player, so the new Luke, which is cool, all the different heads with the Rebels, and you got your Wookiees because they're coming in there. And then you got Han Solo and Princess Leia, and then you have a new heavy gun on your core units. And I think it's this gun over here that you see in Rogue One. And I think this is the heavy gun that we're seeing here. It's kind of nice for us to be able to see this heavy gun like this, and it just means that I think the Z6 is going away for Rebels for now, and I think we're going to see that the Z6 become a no more gun. They did mention in the interview that they were going to be losing some heavies and some models, and they kept reminding you this is a hobby game, so you can adjust your own things to model them the way you want, so that you can really have it the way you want. You don't have to worry about exactly how they have it modeled, because that's not what it's about. This is a hobby game. And so with being in a hobby game, they want you to model it the way you want it to model. And so that is a good thing that they're saying that, because that way you don't lose these models and you're just going to have no more model of that. So I'm kind of excited about what's coming up. The interview, I want to talk about that for a little bit because I think that is probably one of the big things. That interview, if you haven't seen it, it is done by Notorious Scoundrels. I'm going to put a link to it. It's a great interview. It's got both wheels in it. They did a really good job. They talked a little bit about the large box release. Now, if you didn't notice, the Geonosians have a release coming out. I forgot to mention that they're coming out soon. The Geonosians have a re-release, a reprint, and they are coming with a large box format. And that means they're going to come with a normal Geonosian unit plus the extra units and the heavies for it. And one of the things they said in that, I really liked, and I think I'm going to give AMG credit for this. They are thinking about their customer and the stores that are selling it. They said, if you're going to buy a box and you can build a unit, then everything that you can build in that unit should be in that unit. So we know going forward that all our core sets that have the big units are going to have enough models to do everything possible, a full unit plus the extra unit plus the heavies. And they did say they are going to have a especially weapons box as well that you can add to them for those who don't already have those special weapons. And they might change because the heavy weapons will be changing a bit. And so they're going to probably release one with the droids and the healing things and everything like that. But some of these units are going to change. And they said that, because of that, you can model things. And they said if you're only ever wanting to play a small unit, you can model your unit so you have 2 leaders, because that's the only difference between the Geonosian boxes. You'll only get 1 leader. So you can model it so you have a second leader, maybe change change the arm or paint them a certain way so you can use them. And because you don't need all the cards, you don't need to have the cards. You can use the duplicate card, or you can use the French language card to represent it, or whatever language card you have out there. It gives us a lot more freedom to make the most out of these boxes. So if you want to do lots of activations, you can make your units in a way that they have lots of activations. If you want to have the full units, then you can do that. And it just gives you a way of doing it and modeling it in a way that you can kind of express yourself and do it fairly cheap. I know the overall price has gone up about $10 American, so $15 Canadian, but you're getting almost double the models for that. So you're saving because of the packaging and stuff like that. And it's easier for a store to sell. And they say this all in the interview. I have to give AMG credit. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not like, pumping AMG's tires all the time. But the reality is, they thought this out. This is taking, in the interview, they said that they've even shelved a unit because it didn't fit at the time and it would be overpowered, that they've shelved it for almost 2 years. And so I'm thinking they're talking about the clones. That's my opinion, is that they were talking about the clones, or they're talking about Gungans. And so I think that this is a great opportunity to give them the credit that they do. They came up with some good ideas. I'm starting to really enjoy the new game, and they made it so that the units that you get are what you get in the package, and that's cool that they're going to do it that way. Now they said that some of the units may not be usable for a little while until they rebalance them or something like that. So they might be taking some units out. They're going to be adding new battle cards, which they said they would like to do a battle card release yearly with some new battle cards. And then they would have seasons. And I'm not talking about seasons where models are not playing, but seasons with the battle cards. Different battle cards will be able to be played during that season. And if you're playing competitive, you can only play these battle situations. And that way they can kind of work with the meta and help build it and keep things balanced in a different way of balancing, rather than changing models and different things like that. Overall, I liked what they talked about with the in the interview about not asymmetric, like asymmetric tables, not tables that had to be balanced all the time. I know when I build a table, I don't build it balanced because I think blue player has got to have a value. Otherwise, we walk up to the table and people, I stood on this side. I'm going to stay on this side. I'm just going to stay here. I don't care what side. We're not fighting for the blue player. And I think it's important. If I'm going to be able to take the blue player, then there needs to be value in taking that blue player. And so I think that's really important that the tables reflect that. And I try to do that in my tables, make them dynamic, and it makes it more realistic as war. Because when you don't get to a battlefield, it's going to be different every time. And so one of the things that Will Schick said, and I really appreciate him saying this, is we can't make a perfect game, but we want to make the best Legion that we possibly can. And I see that in their heart, and I really thank AMG for being honest. And I think, honestly, that interview that was done with Fifth Troopers, Notorious Scoundrels was probably the best interviews I've seen from the Wills. And I've seen every one of their interviews. And I really think they've gotten a grasp of where Legion's going, and they're definitely painting a picture that there is strength moving forward. And so they said they don't want to over adjust and they want to make small moves. And I think I'm excited for what's coming. Obviously, I'm excited for the new releases. I'm excited for mounted heroes that are coming in 2026, the first part of 2026. I'm excited for all that. But overall, I'm excited that there is some passion behind the game makers right now. AMG's having a great ability to just add passion to their game without doing too much. And I'm excited about that. Well, let's talk about that later, guys. And until next time, I hope that you guys keep your dice on the table, and may the force be with you always as we go forward, and hope the best for you guys.